Okay. So this is what man on the mic taught her. He said, Kule, what's your number?
Yeah.
Done. So who is the person on the call who was in the video? Can anybody tell me their name?
His name is Joseph.
His name is Joseph. Do we have a Joseph Hammond on this call? Hello, XW and Hammond. How are you?
I am terrific. I'm terrific.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, children,
very good.
Today we have XW1 Hammond. He was there in the Second World War. He was there on the crossroads when the 3 men died. Now, when I asked you, how would you feel if you met such a man? Most of you said you will have loads and loads and loads of questions to ask him. So I'm going to give you 3 seconds and 3 seconds only to think about your questions. And then one by one, you can put your microphone on and ask him. Okay? So who wants to ask the first question? Okay, Abe, could go on.
I've forgotten my question.
I also forget my questions most of the time. When I meet XW and Hammond, I'm in awe of him. I forget all of my questions. It happens to me. Who else? Anybody else not forgetting their questions? Anybody else remembering their questions? Clarice, thank you. You've got your hand up, Clarice. Go on.
How old were you in the war?
Brilliant question. XW and Hammond. Clarice wants to know, how old were you when you entered into the war, Second World War?
Pardon?
How old were you?
How old? I was 16 years old. 16. I was 16 years old.
Clarice, I can see that you're surprised.
A brave soldier, 16 years old. I fought in the war in India.
Wow.
And Burma, India and Burma.
Wow. Thank you.
Very ferocious fighting, fearless fighting. Very fearful. I've never seen anything like this since I was born.
Thank you. Efia, do you want to ask the next question, please?
Yes.
Go on, Efia.
Now, how old are you now?
Brilliant question. How old are you now?
Very, very intelligent question. I'm 95. 1.5 months, I'll be 96 years. May 10th. May 10th, I'll be 96 years old.
Wow.
90.
The children are shocked that somebody can live 1 year, 2 years, up to 96. It's incredible. Shall we give him one big cheer? Shall we put our microphones on and give XW and Hammond one big cheer? Hip, hip! Hip, hip! Thank you. Microphones off. Gabrielle, you've got your hand up. Have you got a question, Gabrielle?
Who were you? What job did you do before you joined the military?
So he was 16 years old when he went to war. Yes, so we are wondering.
I was a stores manager before I joined the war. No, I left immediately. I completed my college, senior boarding school. I joined the army. 1943. I joined the army.
So Gabriel, before he joined the army, he was in school. He was in secondary school. So as soon as he finished school, there was no time.
When I finished, I finished 42. And 43, I joined the army. 1942, and then 43, I joined the army because I love the army very much.
Brilliant. We've got a question from Gabrielle, Grace, or Faith. Do you want to put your microphones on, girls?
How did you feel when you went to war?
How did you feel when you went to war?
It was fearful, very, very fearful, but I wasn't afraid because I was young. And when you are young, the blood is hot. When you start growing, before you know what is called fear. But when I was young, I had no fear at all. Why? Because, you know, I had no wife, I had no girlfriend, I live alone, I have no responsibility. So nothing, I didn't look back that I have left somebody that I love or children. No, I was alone. So I felt if I die, it's okay. I was serving my country.
Wow.
And the British Empire, I fought to defend the British Empire and the Gold Coast, our former name of our country.
Thank you. Gabriel, Grace, and Faith, have you got another question? Okay, I see the hand up. Who's coming in? Okay, go on, Gabriel.
Why did they have the battle?
Why did they even have the battle? Is that your question? Is that all right? So why was there a war? Why did they have to fight?
Good. It's a very, very intelligent question she's asking. You know, 1939, the Prime Minister of Germany, Adolf Hitler, declared war against Great Britain. By then, Great Britain, the Prime Minister was Neville Chamberlain. I repeat the name, Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister of Great Britain, England, UK. So he went to Germany to see Adolf Hitler, the leader of Germany. He pleaded with him not to wage war. He agreed. But Hitler was not somebody that respects agreement. So when he came, Neville Chamberlain came, the British people asked him, what is the result? Is there going to be war? He said, no. Even I have agreement with Hitler. This is the agreement. On the steps at the airport. So the British people, they cheered. They were so happy there won't be any war. But what happened? Britain and Poland, they signed a war pact. If anybody attack Britain, Poland will also fight. Britain said, okay, whoever fights with Poland, we will also fight. Everybody knew there was not going to be any war. But in 1939, unfortunately, September, all of a sudden, Hitler started the war. An agreement is an agreement. So Britain, UK, have to enter the war to help the Polish people. The war started. And that's part of the whole of the war, 6 years, from 39 to 45, 6 years. It was Hitler who actually brought the war. And his allies, Japan and Italy. Japan, Italy, and Germany, they were friends. And then they were friends. And then Britain, America, and Russia, they were also friends. So these three countries against the other people. That's how the war started.
Wow, that's so well explained. Faith, have you got a question, Faith? I saw your hand up. Have you still got a question? Have you got a question, Faith? Yeah, go on.
Why do, like, for example, in war, why do they always fight? It's not nice.
It's not nice, but people fight in war. So why does it even have to happen? That's a very good question. So I think Faith wants to find out, when you're fighting in war, is it something that makes you feel really, really sad? Because fighting is not nice.
If you're a soldier and you enter into a war, to fight a war, you must not be afraid, because the purpose of your going there to the war is either you kill or you will be killed. This is how we were trained. If you see an enemy and you hesitate, the enemy will kill you. So you have to kill him first before he kills you. This is the law, the military rule. Either you kill or you will be killed. So we don't hesitate. We are not sluggish. When we see an enemy, we don't feel afraid. You have to finish him before he finishes you. This is how the war is.
And children, do you know the amazing thing? At the end of the Second World War, all the grown-ups, all the world leaders came together, sat down, and they signed an agreement to say no more fighting. So, yes, X.W.1 Hammond and his friends who fought in the Second World War, that was going to be the end of all wars. And so every year in the month of November in this country, we have the Poppy Day. And in Ghana, they have Remembrance Day. And so many countries across Africa and the world have Remembrance Day as well. So they remember all the people who died, all the lives and the properties and the animals that got destroyed. And they have promised that no more war. I think that's fantastic. So we're going to put our microphones on and then give one big cheer again to X.W.1 Hammond. And we will ask the grown-ups, if there are any grown-ups who also want to ask a question, they can ask. I'll be the first grown-up to ask the question. So let's put our microphones on and then we'll give one big cheer to the end of all wars. Are we ready now?
Yes.
Okay. Hip hip to the end of wars.
Hooray!
Hip hip to the end of wars. Well done. Well done.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Microphones off. So XW1 went to war at the age of 16 and now he's 97. Now this is my question. You were in the same war with Captain Tom and we so loved him in this country. Captain Tom did a fundraise walk and he was able to raise a lot of money for all the frontline workers for COVID-19. And you also did a lot of work in Ghana and you raised a lot of money for all frontline workers in Africa. And every Poppy Day, we know that your name is mentioned when the Queen gives a speech to honor all the people who did fantastic things. I heard your name the other time. But I want to ask you, your friend Captain Tom died not long ago and was really sad. He died at the age of 100. How did you feel when you heard that news?
I was extremely sad because I was very fortunate. I had a chance to speak to him before he died. Through technology, the two of us were joined and we had lengthy discussion. It was very interesting. I remember vividly, he said something. He has never met me before, but it's a joy to know a person like me, like W.1 Hammond. It's a joy to know it. I was very happy. And you know, we soldiers, we love each other. I recounted the days that we fought in Burma when people screaming, wounded and dying. It was very, very pathetic. But what could we do? It was war. Either you win the war or they will win, the Japanese. No, I will never be a slave to Japan. Never. Over my dead body. I will never. So we fought ferociously against them because we were trained properly, highly trained by Britain. We had good commanders, and we fought hard with our might and main, and we conquered them. Hooray! Bravo! I was
Thank
so
you.
happy that I defended the British Empire.
Yes. Thank you. I will ask the grown-ups if they have any questions. They can put it in the chat box, or don't put it in the chat box, grown-ups. Put your microphone on and ask your question. I want to ask one other question. So today, the man with the mic has told us a story, and he said when you came back to Ghana, things were really bad. People were hungry. People were sleeping in a small room with all of their families, and they didn't have work. They had to drive rickety old buses called trotro. How was it for you and your family and your friends when you came back?
We knew we were colonial subjects before we went to the war. Things were not rosy. Actually, not everything was bad. You know, every country, they have their good and bad side. Britain taught us very well. And actually things were, though it was not good, but we enjoyed the living. The salary was very small, but things were so cheap. So you don't feel it. Our parents were able to look after us to go to school, though their salary very small, but still, they did all these things. But when we returned from the war, we were promised heaven with everything, our pension, our salary, everything will be done for us. But we were sadly disappointed. We were discharged from the army January 1946. We arrived in the country. We were the first troops to arrive in Ghana. December 45, we arrived, the troops. I was among. And we were the first to bring the green party dress that the soldiers used to wear. We were the first to bring it. Why green? You ask this question. Because the green party dress was given to us in Burma to camouflage ourselves. You know, the leaves, the jungle, green. So I'm black. If I sit here and you pass, you won't see me. Because we had a nasty experience. During the fighting on the footpath in the bush, we had the British non-commissioned officers, we call them NCOs, among us. They didn't group, but they mixed with the African troops. And there were a lot of snipers, Japanese, good shooters, hiding in the trees. They hide in the trees, and we had a knife called machete, cutlass, very heavy one. When we passed under the trees, we watched the trees very well because there were a lot of snakes. If you don't, you see the snake and you don't cut quickly, it will go around your neck. Yeah, so we killed them. And there were some short snakes also there. So many things. If I have time, I will tell you, and you will marvel. You won't allow me to go. You would like me to tell you more stories about the fighting. Yeah. So actually,
they promised you heaven, you were telling us. You were telling us they promised you heaven?
Yeah, but before I say that, please, listen, this is very important. Are you listening?
Yes, we are.
Are you listening?
Everyone give me thumbs up if you're listening. 100% concentration. Thank you.
Grace has a question.
Are you listening?
Yes, we are listening. Grace, we'll take your question in a minute. XW1, you're
Okay.
listening.
You know, in the footpath,
Yeah,
the whites and the
Yeah.
African soldiers will mix together.
yeah.
In the night, the Japanese snipers hide in the tree. And because the whites, their color was white, you know, it was dark. The snipers aim at the white collar and shoot. So because of that, every morning you will see that about 6 or 7 whites would die, but no single black, because our color was dark. So the snipers didn't see it in the darkness. But the white, they aim at the white collar and shoot. So they were killed. Many of them were killed. When they realized that this was happening, they brought an ointment. It was called camouflage ointment, black, like this, to cover their face, hands, all, to prevent the whites being killed. Everybody, they supply all of them camouflage ointment to cover their, to be black. You see their faces, the white, yes, not so, but all black. You will laugh. We used to tease them.
It's funny.
It's funny because we tease them. Sometimes you see their Grab people said their eyes here.
Thank you, XW1 Hammond.
You know,
Grace, you have a question. Grace, go on, Grace. You ask your question, Grace.
When were you born?
When were you born? Interesting question.
Oh, thank you. I was born May 1925. May 10th. May 10th, 1925. Write in your diary. My daughter, write in your diary. May 10th, 1925. Long time.
Yes. Long time ago. Have the grown-ups got any questions? Grown-ups, we've gone a bit over time. So grown-ups, if you've got any questions, you can put your microphone on and ask your question. Ma'am Pat, did you have a question? Maybe the grown-ups don't have a question, but they want something to say. Perhaps they want to say thank you. Perhaps they want to say God bless you. Or they want to say well done, children. Man on the mic. Benjamin, Mr. Urban, Eddie,
Well,
Buki.
one thing I would like to say, a big thank you to XW1 Joseph Ashite Hammond for all the sacrifice he made to lead us towards independence and freedom. I honestly didn't know about him until you told me a few days ago, and I was so excited to find out about him. I am still excited, and I would love to meet him someday. I hope to meet him someday. But I would like to say a big thank you to W1 Joseph Ashite Hammond for all his sacrifices. And thank you for letting me tell your story. I'm a war hero because I was telling your story.
Thank you very much.
Before you joined in, the man on the mic was pretending to be you, and he was telling the story about the Second World War and about the Crossroads incidents. And this is what he loves to do, to pretend to be you a little bit and tell the story to all the amazing little boys and girls all around the world so they don't forget the story. So thank you, man on the mic.
Thank you very much. May God bless you and all the children. I would like to dance for them before I leave. Okay?
Definitely. Children, I told you there will be a competition. I did the dance off earlier this evening. I did the dance off, and now you are going to do the dance off as well. So if you're ready, we are going to have the dance off very soon. But before, I just want to say thank you all. You've been really good. I love that 100% concentration you've been giving me. I think it's amazing. It is amazing. And I also heard that XW Hammond, he knows all the capital towns and cities in the world. He does. So if
It is
you
very
have been
important.
thinking about what to ask him, now is your time. You can ask him about any capital town or city in the world, and he knows. So who wants to be the first? Who wants to be the first? Don't ask me because I don't know. Who wants to be the
You
first?
ask me any country in the world. Are you there?
Okay, I think Grace or Faith wants to. I'm on low battery now, children. So Grace and Faith want to ask, and then I'll get some power in my phone. Yes, go on, Grace and Faith. Put your microphone on and ask. You better ask a very tricky country. Yes, go on.
Zimbabwe.
The capital town for Zimbabwe.
Immediately. Zimbabwe. Harare.
Is that
Harare.
right? Is that right,
You
Grace?
said? Yeah, Harare.
Anybody else who's got a very tricky country, like maybe a country like Azerbaijan or something? Has anybody got a tricky country?
Who mentioned Azerbaijan?
I did. I don't know.
You did. Azerbaijan is Baku.
Wow, Baku now, I know. Anybody else
Yeah.
wanting to ask before we go to the dance off? Nobody. Okay. So let me get my music ready. We'll be doing the dance off. All the children, you'll be dancing against W01 Hammond. And our independent, impartial Antibola judge. Antibola will be the judge, and she will let us know who won the dance competition, whether the children or XW01 Hammond. Bear with me, I'm on low battery, children, sorry. If the children are ready, if XW01 Hammond is ready, children, put your microphones on, put your cameras on, and XW01 is also going to get ready to dance. That is the 97-year-old man against all the children here. I don't even think we'll get to 97 if we put all your ages together, children. The music will start in a minute. Okay, Antibola, I hope you saw the children. XW01, he didn't want to cheat. So now, children, you can all sit down, and we are going to have a 97-year-old World War II veteran, an absolute hero, he's also going to do his dance. So everyone keep your eyes on him. He's going to dance now. In a minute, he will be doing his dance. And the question is, are we ready? This is just the intro. I am terribly sorry, children. XW01 actually has a favorite song. I'm sorry, my phone is just nearly gone off, but the tablet was not working today. I'm sorry, children. XW01 is actually requested for a song. He has a special song. XW01, do you want to tell us that song? And I'll quickly find it on YouTube for you, please. What's the name of the song? Can you tell us? He wants a Shatta Wale song. Okay, I'm getting the message. A Shatta Wale song called what? One Dawn.
Yeah, a famous singer, all over Africa.
Okay,
I like that. So,
One Dawn by Shatta Wale. Everyone, keep your eyes peeled. It's XW01, a 97-year-old veteran who has been and fought and seen the World War II, and he will be dancing One Dawn by Shatta Wale. Children, this is it. Really? Okay. We'll be starting very soon. I want to be sure if you can hear the music.
Yeah.